नमस्कार किसान साथियों, स्वागत है आपका आपके पसंदीदा फसल क्रांति यूट्यूब चैनल पर। कृषि की अधिक जानकारी के लिए हमारे चैनल को आज ही सब्सक्राइब करें तथा बेल आइकन।
I am Dr. Arvind Kapoor. I am Managing Director of Exxon Highways Private Limited, which is a seed company dealing with both vegetables and cereals crops. We are dealing with 21 vegetable crops, which covers all species which are grown in the Indian conditions and also for export in Southeast Asia and Africa and Middle East. We are also working on three cereal crops, corn, millet and mustard. These are very important crops for India. Our company is working for last 10 years and this company is now in top 5 in dealing with turnover and profitability. We are giving farmers the best quality seed and the farmers really go for that seed because it gives them better productivity with more disease resistance varieties. We have so this hot pepper, which is resistant to leaf curl virus. We have tomato with the tomato leaf curl viruses. So we have many products which are resistant to diseases. In other crops, we are dealing with high oil content in Indian rapeseed mustard. We are working with high quality maize. So overall, this company is focusing on R&D with great focus, which is a requirement of the farmers in India. We are recently also got our quality lab registered under NABL. So we have now accreditation with NABL. So our standard operating procedures are well defined, and this company is well organized, ready for the next 10 years to reach to the top 3.
So COVID-19 affected to the agriculture business. So what are the new developments and what will be the challenging things after COVID-19? So can you explain it?
See, COVID-19 really because we are dealing with farmers, millions of farmers every day, and our the movement restriction initially was very high. We couldn't get the transport, but slowly with the government initiative, the seed sector got permissions to travel and our people took a risk and they traveled all over the world, all over India to to reach the seed to the farmers. The challenges are that we cannot go to the farm fields very regularly because of the COVID restrictions. So we cannot demonstrate many things to the farmers. But now these days, because of the digital information flow, many farmers are through the cell phones. They are getting information. Our people are using different apps to reach to the farmers. And farmers also geared up that they know that the people are not wasting, so they are going for the digital information. And the challenges still continue because we know that this virus is dangerous. Everybody is really worried about, even farmers. But I think with our efforts and with the digital information, we are reaching to the farmers under COVID situations. Business is getting affected a little bit, but we are overcoming these difficulties through innovative methods. We are using more and more digital platforms, and we are geared up for the seed delivery to the farmers.
If we talk about the quality standard and the quality measurements of the products of the SKN highways, so like what are the standards for the quality purpose?
See, qualities are first of all the seed quality, which is most important for the farmers, that it should grow under all the conditions. So those we are doing it through our labs. But these days, because of the COVID, everybody is looking for health. I think the major contribution of this disease is that people are more cautious about their health. So I think people go more vegetarian. The reason is very obvious that because when the COVID initiated in the China, people thought that this is coming through the meat and the fish or the birds. So people are worried about the overall situation of the non-veg food. So people went for the vegetarian food. The other important thing is that our vegetables, which are rich in most of the nutrients, which impart immunity to the person. See, we have in tomato, we have lycopene, which is antioxidant, and also many other compounds which impart the immunity. Secondly, people eat gourds, which is very important, like bitter gourd and other gourds, which carry a lot of nutrients, which enhance your immunity level. As many people say that yoga and the Ayurvedic. If you see the Ayurvedic in India, most of the things are coming from the vegetables, and also some of the leafy vegetables which are grown domestically, also grown naturally. Because many of these precursors of our vegetables, they grow also in wild situations. Like if you see spinach is grown in the cultivated conditions, and if you see spinach is grown in the Himachal Pradesh, which has a medicinal value because it has a more iron content, it has a more other nutrient. So there are many varieties of brassicas, like people say this broccoli. Broccoli also imparts, like not only the cancer situation, but also like sulfur compounds, methionine, radish has a sulfur compounds. All these compounds impart immunity to the people. So I think people go more on the vegetables. People are eating more healthy food. People are eating more salads. People are eating more our vegetable. I think these things making people to come closer to the nature, take more fresh and fresh grown vegetables, and they also get a lot of nutrition which are through the cooking, and less people are now preferring the non-veg, where India is majorly a vegetarian country, but people are eating non-veg, there is no doubt, but I think people are preferring these days for their health more and more vegetables in their food, so they are very nutritious food.
So malnutrition is the major problem in the country. So government is promoting the fortification terms, and also forcing to the companies to develop the varieties with the nutrition. So can you tell me that what is your company's development in this?
See, there are two approaches which we are using. One is that in the millet we know that the iron content is high. And we are working on those lines with very high iron content, zinc content. These are, and all our millets, they carry also a lot of calcium. So we are working on those lines which have high value. Because biofortification means you deliver the food, you deliver the nutrition through your food. So that is our focus. Other focus we are doing in our vegetables. We are also using those, making our pre-breeding process, so that we bring certain nutrients from our precursors of our vegetables. So we are making wild process, we are bringing a lot of nutrients through the wild process where these values are high. Like tomato, we are working on with high lycopene content, and in hot pepper, we are working with more kind of capsaicin, which are compounds which give immunity to the people. So we are in the gourds also, we are releasing certain gourds which are having high fiber content, they have high other nutrition like micronutrients and nutrients. So these are not only keep your gut more healthy, also your digestive system more healthy. So I think our company is also going towards nutrition now more, because previously the focus was more on yield, more on the disease resistance. But the third focus which we are bringing in is the now nutrition. Because more and more countries, more and more our consumer asking for higher nutrition. I think this is the focus which we are doing very well, and in our vision program we also put nutrition at a very high level. So we are now working for high nutrition crops for the farmers, and ultimately consumer will consume it. So I think the quality is the most important feature in agriculture, particularly the quality of the seed, both physiological and physical. Physiological means that seed which we produced should have genetically pure, because it has a certain genetics. It should have that kind of productivity, performance, resistance according to that. So we have testing procedures for genetic. That means we do the grow out test. Now we have started the molecular test, where we know that this seed is having specific genes, specific genome structure, so that this gene conforming to our quality. Other is the physiological test which we do in the lab. We dry the seed, we produce the seed in a proper condition, we bring the seed to the lab, we test the seed according to the international and national procedures, and we see that the seed should germinate well in the field without having any kind of weed seed in it, because physically it should be pure, there should not be any broken or other kind of seed in it. So I think that is where we have strong checks and balances, and this seed then after checking only it get released to for packing, processing and given to the farmers. For these conditions you need accreditation, because accreditation means somebody third party has evaluated your lab, found that this lab has a desired capabilities and capacities and have the required infrastructures to test all these features or parameter of quality, and ultimately this seed which is supplied pass through these stringent tests and given to the farmer. So accreditation means you have responsibilities by a certain third party that your lab has the capability to prove that these tests are properly done and authenticated. So this is Indian NABL accreditation. We also member of the ISTA for last 10 years, and all our proficiency tests we cleared with A grade. That means that ISTA is now asking us that you are ready for the accreditation. But yes, we will put for the accreditation, but it has a procedure, long procedure by international auditors. They will test, they will do the audit of all the lab, but it will take some time, and also it costs a lot of money. So we were waiting for NABL we got it. So now we will slowly go for the ISTA recognition, because they are both are equivalent. India highest recognition is NABL, outside is ISTA. So we will certainly go for that, and this is our final target.
Sir, spurious seeds are affecting the seed market. So, how seed industry can control this? I think governments also should play a role in this to stop spurious seeds market.
See, India, the entry barriers are not there to open a company, particularly in the seed company. Anybody can open. What we suggested government, that there is no problem, anybody has the right to open a company, but it should have the required capabilities of doing breeding. It should have infrastructures, it should have breeders in it, it should have all the parameters to not only research the seed, it has to produce the seed, it should have a structure for the packing the seed. But certain people are just going to the production field of somebody, pick up the seed there, do some hanky-panky and selling the seed in the name of that this is the same seed, and selling the spurious seed. We want to avoid that. So one feature is that government should have some entry barriers, that what kind of structure one should have, like in many other industries. You need some infrastructure capabilities to start a company. Second thing is that we say accreditation of the companies. Now I have done accreditation of the lab. Now if I accredited a company, naturally a team of experts will come to my office. They will see that whether I do research, they meet my breeders, they see my gene pool, they see my all other infrastructure, they say yes, they have a capabilities, they have the required qualified people, they have all kind of structure which can do breeding, they can do production. So all these things are required to be assessed by third party, and then they give accreditation. Now accreditation is not a simple certificate. Accreditation means responsibility, accountability. If you are not falling in line with that, your accreditation will be cancelled, you can't do anything. So nobody wants that his business should be stopped. So I think everybody feel its responsibility, and I think government should, to avoid all this spurious seed and bad seed to the farmers, government should assess all the companies which exist in India. They see that whether we have required number of breeders, scientists, laboratories, infrastructures, if not owned, but at least leased. There should be some proper limits, procedure should be there, and they should see all the things and then give accreditation and then make them responsible. Anything happen, you are responsible. I think with these things we can stop these kind of spurious seed. Otherwise, there is no mechanism in India, because local level people get colluded with the inspectors and they get through it. And we never catch them, because the reason is they do underhand dealings, they do without packing, they give farmers some kind of loose packing seed, like in BT cotton it happened, like herbicide cotton it is happening. So we try to catch them, but the mechanisms are so weak that you cannot catch everybody. So you have to do some kind of initial level screening of the companies, and then only allow them with a number. And then if I develop a product, it should be registered somewhere. And they trust my evaluation, because the reason is, like in universities, if I'm a scientist of a university, if I give a result to the government, they accept it. But in private sector, we have more stringent mechanism of testing the varieties. So we test, we submit the result to the government and ask them to register. If I claim that my hybrid will do well in Haryana, then it is my responsibility that it should perform in Haryana. If it is not, then it's my responsibility to compensate farmers. So if I claim that my hybrid will do better in Haryana, Rajasthan, or UP, then I register my variety for these 3 states. Please register my variety for these states. I tested it. These are my results. This is my product. Please register under these 3 so that I can sell it under Kharif or Rabi or summer. And these things, these information will help the government to have better control and also accountability responsibility for the companies.
Sir, how's the presence of the SKN highways in domestic and international market?
See, we are the youngest in vegetable seed company, if I say so, because there are companies who are 60-year-old, 40-year-old. But we have a mission, we have a people. See, who make the company? People. We have very good people, we have trained people who have long experience. With this experience, we built this company on a very solid footing of R&D. My focus was major in R&D because I'm an R&D person and I put more money in R&D first to establish the product. I think this focus on R&D, which is sometimes little bit weak in Indian companies, but we focus more on R&D, spend more money on R&D, and today those results are coming. We are very good products we give, and we are reaching to top position in a very short time. Action Highway always will focus on it, and we have a dream that we can really challenge the multinational which has lot of resources. They work in 100 countries or 80 countries. And they have a lot of technologies, they have access to germplasm. But I think it is the people again, I'm saying, if we can do it better here, we certainly in India can do better. India, we are doing better. Now we are moving out. We want to be a global company. So we are moving to Southeast Asia where we already are selling products. We are selling to SAARC countries. We are selling to Southeast Asia countries. We have already started something in Africa. And we also started in Middle East and Far East because there our products are performing well. But this is initial reaction because we have some products which are performing well. Now we starting our research station outside India. So we start with Southeast Asia first, and there we start breeding in for the Asian countries, and then we move to the Africa and Middle East so that we can give them the better products. Europe is very competitive market. There are very big multinationals are there. We know that it is difficult to go there, but certainly we have ambitions. Certain products which we can compete in Europe and America too. China is another country which is a big country, but China has a different kind of setup, and maybe we will take some long time. But our major focus to start with Southeast Asia, Africa, and Middle East. And then slowly, if we succeed there and better products, then we move slowly to other countries. That is our vision and mission for future.